11, approval, I need a motion to approve Race to the Top, RT3 funds for Executive Leadership Academy. You don't have to present it again. We have Mr. Pandian.
Our VIP guest has to take leave, I think. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Well,
You're excused.
you're excused.
Let's give him a hand. Did a
been a
great
pleasure.
job today. Thank you so much. Any parting words, Mr. Pandian? Wait, we can't hear him. Let's get the mic on, Robert.
Thank you for tonight. This meeting was really informative, and I really enjoyed it. And I'd love to come back sometime if that's a possibility, but if not, I still had a great time tonight. And I learned a lot, so thank you.
Well, once a board member, always a board member. You can always come back. You could always come back and visit, and you can sit. Matter of fact, we allow you to sit even when the other board member becomes available. My pleasure seeing you and meeting you, and come back to see us.
All right. Keep that 4.62 average going. All right.
All right. Did we get a vote on that? We need a motion. Okay. A move by Dr. Morley, second by Race to the Top.
We need a motion and a second to discuss?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll
Yeah.
second to discuss.
Second by Dr. Carter. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Dr. Johnson.
Okay.
This proposal comes to us as year 2 of a 3-year program, as I understand. This comes to us as year 2 of a 3-year program, as I understand it, and in reviewing the budget, certainly we support Leadership Academy and the development of leaders within the system. After hearing the presentation from the superintendent, Ms. Stepney, and Dr. Beasley, I'm struck by the dollar amount in this proposal, $118,000 for 8 people, and the dollar amount that Dr. Beasley is working with and the incentives and the activities that are in the Bridge Initiative. And while I applaud the effort that has been undertaken, this is year 2, and I'm looking at the schedule, and fall session is scheduled to start, fall 2 is scheduled to start 10/16. So we probably have some folks who are out there on the hook, but I have great reservations about this expenditure for a limited impact and would very much like to see us have something a little different. Maybe a transition plan to assist these persons going forward, perhaps get them through their fall session, but I'd really like to see the rest of those resources reallocated, consistent with Race to the Top and the broader vision that we heard in this Bridge Initiative, get these dollars closer to the schoolhouse and the development of our principals and our teachers who are our 21st century leaders. So I am very uncomfortable with approving this in its current.
Any further discussion? Dr. Morley?
I'm not going to take up much time, and I agree in a sense with Dr. Carter that we can look at where dollars are, but I do have a concern of having people promise a program, and you have them in a program already, and they have to suffer because of the mistakes that others have made. I would like to say that I believe that we should take them through the program, get them through this, and then we make a decision as to maybe not continue it after they've gotten through. But you're talking about people who are prepared. We don't know where people are economically. We don't know where they are academically in this program. They probably could have gone to other programs. They could have gotten other, maybe PhD programs. They could have gotten other fellowships. Fellowships don't come lightly like that. And to just cut them off in the midst of being in a program, to me, where is the morality and the ethics of all of that if we were to just cut their heads off spite of, the nose because of the fact that somebody else made a mistake? I think sometimes when mistakes are made, we have to honor them and deal with them until we can see these people through. So I would agree that we see them through this cohort, and then after that, look at not having another group coming through.
Addition. Any further questions? Okay.
Just to make sure we're clear, we need a staff clarification, because this cohort is 3 years. They've completed 1 year. If we sign off on this, this is 2 years, and then that means we are planning to commit another board to year 3, or we're going to dump them in year 3. And I don't mean to sound crass, but you either cut the loss sooner or you cut the loss later. Do we take folk down 2 years of a path and not have a third year promise, or do we end at 1 year and give them the opportunity to explore other options? And I don't know, Mr. Superintendent, if staff has that information.
Dr. Carr, you are correct. This is a 3-year program. We would probably come back in the summer for the following year. So yes, it is. They've been in it 1 year. This is the 2nd year, and we would have to come back in the summer for the 3rd year.
And how many dollars are we talking about for year 2 and year 3?
Well, year 2, you see that's 118,000 plus. Yes, and then year 3 is about 99,000.
220,000 still to go. 8 people versus the larger.
Was there a contract signed in agreement with Mercer to have this done for the 3 years? Was there an agreement?
Dr. Boza, I know there was a memorandum of understanding, and I'm not sure exactly how it was, because Dr. Boza worked on that one.
There was a contract signed, an MOU. However, the contract was billed. So if we did not have the funds available during that time, that we would be able to pull out of the MOU.
But do we have the funds? And have we committed those funds? You know, a contract is a contract. And if those funds are there.
The MOU was written per year, since those funds could not be committed over a multi-year span of time. And so the language in there is reflecting the fact that if RT3 funds were to be depleted, or if they were no longer available in year 3, that we could pull out of that MOU. In year 3, year 2 as well. Both
Mr. Orson and Mr.
I
Mayfield.
think the real point, which you touched on, is by law, we can't enter into multi-year contracts. And so, as a result, there's no legal obligation on our part for years 2 or years 3. That's a byproduct, sorry, Mr. Thurman, again, of the Georgia Constitution.
And
Mr. Mayfield.
yeah, the only comment that I would make would be that, as I understand it, this $300,000, and this was the second payment towards that amount, is that correct? Last year was like 180, this year it's 180, is that?
Not quite, sir. Last
Okay.
year was $135,000. I think you were using maybe the number that we had for overall leadership development academies.
Right.
However, last year was 135. This year would be 118, and the 3rd year would be 99,000.
Right, so we're looking at roughly a little over $350,000 for the total package, and that looks like it represents 1% of the funds that we received. Is that correct? Right, so we received $34 million. I know that 20% of the areas of focus for Race to the Top does include leadership development. I don't know what other dollars we're spending right now in Race to the Top on leadership development. Is that something you have off the top of your head?
You want to talk about your different academies?
I sure do. We're spending around a little bit over $300,000. We are running 2 academies, one for the new principal academy 1st year, and then another one for new principal 2nd and 3rd year, administrator academy, aspiring leader academy, and assistant principal academy.
Right, and the total package is $300,000, is your, right. And so I'm wondering if it's possible, in the interest of time, if we can't reach consensus, I mean, is this something that we can simply defer and make a decision on and not be problematic? If we voted on this in October, would that create any problems?
Well, the fall semester starts October the 16th.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the answer to the question?
The answer to the question is that October would be too late. We're spending 1%, 20% of the grant, or at least areas of focus, our leadership development, and we're spending 1% of our funds on that.
Mr. Chairman, did you, Dr. Thompson, did you say that October would be too late, or just did it
No, I was
start?
just making them aware that fall semester begins October
I
the
don't think-
16th. Now, if we,
Yeah, I don't think she said it would be too
Okay,
late,
okay,
right.
so you got some latitude if you want to.
okay.
Well,
So
you know,
are you
this,
making a record, are you
Well,
making
this-
a?
Well, no, that was for information purposes. We can handle this tonight, let's handle it tonight, but I'm just
yeah.
for information
And this
purposes.
may conflict with registration and all, that getting registered for the fall semester.
Okay, at this,
For leadership.
if we don't, if, any further discussion? If not, I call for the vote. All in favor, let me know by a show of hands. What was the vote? What was the count? 3, 4. Okay, so
No votes.
it fails. The vote fails. Yeah, okay.